Hello and welcome back to Charlie Walduck's Slimming, Obesity, Weight Loss and Dieting channel, Charlie's Last Chance.
Hello, I'm Charlie.
And I'm Mark. Right, it's week 3, so we've got week 3's results today. It's a week since we filmed the last video. How's it gone in the last week?
So in the last week, gone really well. I've lost, it needs flashing lights.
Drum roll, flashing lights.
8 pounds!
8 pounds, crikey, that's
Yeah.
amazing in 1 week. So
Yeah.
remind me how many pounds you lost in week 1, week 2 and week 3 and give me the total.
So week 1, 9 pounds.
Right.
Week 2, 5 pounds.
Right.
Week 3, 8 pounds. Total, 22 pounds. 3 weeks.
Right, and how have you done it?
Well, I've ate less and I've moved more. Basic mathematics like we spoke about before.
Okay. When you say you've ate less, how have you measured the fact that you've ate less?
I've been writing things down. I've been writing my calories down every day. Some days I've had, under 2,000, other days more. And I've been trying to move more, so I've been trying to walk more. Obviously, last week, if you remember, we said it was going to be 5,000 steps. I was just slightly short of that. I think it was 4,800 and something.
Right, what have you achieved this week?
So this week, I have to put my glasses on for this.
For the big reveal.
So this week on the steps, I have done an average of 5,086.
That's fantastic, because your original target was 4,000.
It was.
You put it up to 5,000. There's a piece of polythene flapping around in front of the camera lens. I'm going to go and sort it out. Hold on to the umbrella.
Right, okay.
It's throwing it down with rain today. Sorry, I put a polythene sheet over the camera to stop it getting wet in this horrible weather. So yeah, go over the steps again, Charlie.
So this week I've achieved steps and I've averaged this 5,086. So that's above what I said it was going to be.
Brilliant.
Just about.
Just about.
Above.
What was your calorie total on average?
So the calories average is 1,822. So that's a little less than 2,000.
That's under target. And how responsible are those two actions, do you feel, for you losing another 8 pound in weight?
Well, that's the reason for losing.
Is it 8 pound? Did I get that figure right?
£8, yeah.
So those are the two and only two reasons why you've lost 8 pound.
Absolutely, and I've started to get my head into gear.
Right.
And I'm actually conscious that I'm doing this now. And the other day I went shopping in Middleton town centre, and in the past I used to go. I get the bus from near where I live and go to Middleton, go and have a breakfast in a cafe, a big slap up bread. I always get the biggest one that they've got going. Have that, wander around Middleton, do a bit of shopping, probably buy too much, go home, eat a load of stuff, and then end up falling to sleep all afternoon in a chair. Whereas last week, I went to Middleton, did my shopping, I came home, and then my friend's husband came round, Lucy's husband. It was Lucy's birthday. Happy birthday, Lucy. Lucy's husband came round in the afternoon and went for a walk with the dog. So I actually did over 6,000 steps that day.
Wow.
I didn't overeat. I didn't have my big breakfast. I sat down in a cafe and had a cup of tea and watched the world go by. And I've had to pass all these lovely shops, with all pies and cakes and crisps and sweets and temptations in there. So I was really proud of myself because I think my head's in the right place at the moment, because previously I might have said... Right,
let's just, again, I know we visited this last time.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in what you're doing to keep your head right, because, that's the mechanics of it, but you can't do that unless that's right. You've made that very clear. Well, what's happening to keep your head right?
Well, when I stood on the scales, the last time I stood on the scales to get my weight, and I discovered that I'd lost 8 pounds, it was like seeing my football team scoring a goal.
Right, like a victory.
It was such an adrenaline rush. Right. It really made me feel fantastic. And I was like, yes, I was doing the fist pump and everything. I was really excited by it. And I think if that is going to give you that much pleasure, I think that is giving me more pleasure than actually overeating. Because overeating does give you pleasure, Mark. It does. I mean, you've just sat and ate a full packet of biscuits in front of me. So you know what it's like. You enjoy the taste of it and you want to repeat that over and over again. But for me, when I do that constantly all the time, then it's the pain in my feet, the pain in my knees, the pain in my back, the ulcers on my legs. Yeah. I don't like those things.
So you've had this dysfunctional relationship with food that we've spoken about in the previous videos, and you've made it clear that you've got an eating disorder, and I'll never dispute that.
Yeah.
Looking into the future, how long do you think you'll have an eating disorder?
Probably all my life.
Right, for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And in the near future, this feeling of victory and punch in the air, like your team winning football because you lost £8 this week.
Yeah.
What's going to happen if, for example, it's only £5 or £6 or £4 next week?
This week I don't lose as much and I get disheartened. Then the week after I might end up, £4 plus £4.
Right.
So if it's a low figure, really a net amount is a much lower.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand, yeah. So you again, we're going back to that thing about averaging. But in that moment next week when you're alone, there's nobody else around.
Yeah.
Okay, let's imagine the worst thing happens and you accidentally put some weight back on, which is unexplainable really, because you're still doing this.
Yeah.
What are you going to do in that moment to stop yourself completely falling off the wagon?
I don't know. Maybe text you or ring you or text a friend or go for a walk or clear my head or just try and visualize how better I'm going to feel when I've lost a lot more weight. I know I've got a long way to go. It's a journey, and it's just the beginning. So I would love to ask your friends out there for advice. What should Charlie do if he finds himself in that position and doesn't? I know it's not great to give advice because everyone's different, but I'd love thoughts. I'd love to welcome people's thoughts and ideas. Yeah, absolutely, and we're open to that. And can I just say, Mark, and I know we'll include this as well. Thank you to people that are following and subscribing, and the people that have commented, and people at work who have supported me. The two Paulas and everyone like that. And there's a lady called T at work who said she wants to come for a walk.
Does it make a difference?
It does. It's fantastic.
T wants to come and walk with us.
T wants to come for a walk.
Now you mentioned to me that you had an email off someone. Last week you asked for people to send videos, and somebody sent you a video.
Yes, Leela.
We'll run it now because.
Hey Charlie, good luck, and hopefully you can join us here at some point. You're doing really well, mate.
We got permission to run it.
Leela from work wants to go to Alton Towers.
Right.
So I'm going to go to Alton Towers with Leela.
So we're going to go to Alton Towers with Leela. Can I come?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
Right. When are we going to do it?
Well, I need to lose a bit of weight first.
So let's find out what your weight needs to be.
Yeah.
Divide it by 7 and fix a date in that month.
Yes.
That's a realistic thing then, isn't it? And I'd love to join.
Fat people go on the rides at Alton Towers.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to Alton Towers.
You've got to be able to get those things down and round you, haven't you?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, just practical reality of the thing.
Well, you don't want to fall out, do you? Or
No.
get stuck.
If you can't put them things down, they simply won't let you on the ride.
I did go to Blackpool a few years ago with my friend Caroline, and it was a bit of a squeeze, but I went on some of the rides. So obviously that's a consideration. It's the same when I go to the football. We're going to football in a couple of weeks' time away at Rochdale, so there will be a video. So,
Go on, what's the consideration when you go to the football?
Getting through the turnstiles.
It's so cold. I'm running nose today, sorry. Carry on. Go on, get through the turnstiles.
I'm worried about,
What are you laughing at? Are you thinking this is a bit shambolic today with the wind and the rain and everything?
Well, we seem to do these filming in the rain.
Yeah.
Doesn't like me in his house.
He's been in the house. Come on, Charles, be fair. Play fair. The light's not good enough inside.
No. I have trouble getting through the turnstiles, and one day I was going through, and I felt as if I was going to get stuck, and the more I worried about it, the more stuck I felt as if I was.
Yeah.
And there was a big crowd building up behind, and I thought any minute now someone's going to start filming me, and it'd be embarrassing, and it is embarrassing, and then you stop doing these things because you don't want to go through that embarrassment. And that's another consideration. I want to go and watch the football.
Yeah.
My team's doing quite well at the moment.
I went to the football last year with you. Was it Burton-on-Trent? Or where did we go?
Port Vale.
Port Vale.
Yeah.
And what he's saying is true. When we were there, he wouldn't get through the turnstile, and you had to get one of the stewards to open a big sliding door for you, didn't you? That the coaches go through. So
It wasn't where the coaches go through. It wasn't the coaches at all. You're very rude.
Anyway, we got in the end and we had a great time.
Yeah. They backed me in like a coach.
Right.
Is that our glamorous waitress with the drinks? Oh, here we come.
Cup of tea.
Stick it on that table.
It's all right. Come on, John. This is John.
He's not going to be in it. No, just put him near us here where we can reach him. So we're all a bit giddy this week,
Yes.
and we're all excited because of your success. I do remember last week we spoke about you telling us about the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah. Now there's two elephants in the room about this, because the first thing is, I'm not a big fan of vegetables. You've known me a long time. You know how fussy I am with food, with eating things. And, I will eat vegetables if they're disguised. So if they're inside, cottage pie or inside a chili con carne or a curry, if they're cut up very, very small. But other than that, I'm not a big vegetable fan.
Why is that a problem?
Well, just because obviously, vegetables are really good for you and they're full of vitamins, and, you get more bang for your buck, if you like, because say you eat a 100-gram bar of chocolate, that's 500 calories in a 100-gram bar of chocolate. You eat 100 grams worth of, cabbage, and it's hardly anything.
Right, so it's good at bulking out food and not giving you the calorie load.
So, and it's full of vitamins and goodness. So I do not eat vegetables. The second thing is, and people at work will vouch for this, I do not like eating in front of people. So when I'm in work, I find it very, very difficult because I don't want to eat in front of people.
Why is that? Why?
Because I have this fear of being judged all the time. And I remember years ago, we were at a family party and they had a big buffet on, a big spread, with all the normal things you have in a buffet, the little sandwiches and the pork pies and the sausage on the sticks. And everyone was going up to the buffet apart from me. And my dad said, well, why are you not going to the buffet? I said, oh no, everyone's watching me. And my dad said, and it's true, my dad said, they expect you to get 4 plates at least, so don't disappoint them. So, which is true really, but I don't want to be judged, and I don't want to, be eating something and someone say, oh, you shouldn't be eating that, or why are you eating that? And, especially now I'm on this path, but I have to try and get over that, because I do find it very difficult. I mean,
If it's a real thing for you, it's a real thing, and it'd be probably helpful for you to find out what you could do.
Yeah.
To get over it. Have you any thoughts or ideas on how you could get over it?
Well, yeah, I need to think to myself, well, it's nothing to do with anyone else, what I eat and what I do.
But if it was that easy, wouldn't you have done that already? I mean, can it be as easy as you just thinking differently about it?
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
I need to investigate that to see how I can sort it out, so that in my mind I can do that without.
So when are you going to investigate it? Because I remember having a list of things you wanted to achieve, and on the left there was big picture things about your relationship with food. That's part of that, and on the right there were events, and the events were the easy bits, weren't they? The things on the left. So when will you sit down? When will you make time to sit down and think about examining?
Think about how to.
Some of these challenges.
I will make time to think about it and to see what I can do.
The question is when.
Get over it. Don't know when.
Would you like to set a date now or not?
Of to think about it.
Yeah, to sit down and think about it.
Well, I'll have a think about it in the next week, and then next week.
What day this week?
Well, I'm off work for a few days, so on Tuesday I will have a think about this and think about what I can do to.
So what will be the objective of the session of thought?
Well, to work out how I can overcome this,
right?
And whether I need some extra help from someone, whether I need to talk to someone about it.
Would you be happy to share that with?
Absolutely, absolutely. And maybe I need to speak to.
Well, if you're going to think about it in that session of thought, let's do that. I'll let you do that.
Absolutely.
I wonder if would you be happy to receive other people's thoughts on what you
Absolutely, and I think, I think other people probably go through the same thing. In fact, I know they do, because I was in work one day and there was a girl who's, she isn't overweight, she isn't underweight, she's just right, and she was sat having her lunch, and somebody had said to her, "Oh, you're going to eat all that," and I know that upset her.
Yeah.
Someone saying that, so none of us like to be judged.
You're not alone then. No.
So I'm not alone.
I remember the time when Charlie and I did the first Great North Run we did together. I've done 8, he's done 9. You've done 3 marathons as well? Or 2 marathons?
2 marathons.
Yeah. And we were on the way there in the car, and we stopped off at some services, and it was important for us to eat the day before to get carbs and stuff.
It was.
And you ordered a chicken breast with cheese on top.
I did.
And the minute he put his fork in it, the fire alarm went off. You remember?
I did.
It was almost like...
It was like as soon as I took a mouthful of cheese, there was a fire alarm going off.
Yeah.
But we did our first Great North Run, and it was the start of doing a run of them, wasn't it? Which was fantastic, and we were well looked after by the people that run the Great North Run.
And after one of them, before one of them we did the Coast to Coast walk, then we capped it off with the Great North Run.
We did.
We'll do that again one day. Even if we don't do it as part of the run, I think we should find the route
and go and do
it and have a night in Newcastle. Anyone in Newcastle that's watching can come and join us. Brilliant. So the nitty gritty. Tell me, what do you eat on a daily basis?
And this is where I find it quite difficult, because I am finding it difficult when I'm in work. So the people that know me from work will say, "Oh, I never see you eating anything," or you only have, you don't hardly have anything. So I will have my porridge in the morning.
At home?
At home, always have my porridge in the morning. I also.
So do you? I'm sorry to interrupt, but how much porridge do you have? Do you just throw it in a bowl, or?
No, I have them sachets, so the portion controlled. You get a box of 10 of them.
Oh yeah.
I know you're not a big fan of them, because you say, well, you can do your own oats and what have you. But
well, I do use a cup, so I do measure a portion.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great tip, isn't it? Because when I was measuring my calories and I was doing it freehand, I found out I was actually having 3 portions of porridge.
Wow.
So. And I remember you saying portion control, so I do. So is that a benefit for you?
It's a benefit for me to have portion control. So I get the sachets, and I have it with milk, because I like it creamy, and I enjoy it, and it gives me energy, and sets me up for the day. And then on the way to work, I might have a little bit of fruit, and sometimes I have some of those little corn snacks. Called Naked. No.
All right. Well, we'll get a picture and put it on the screen.
Naked something.
Oh, I haven't got all day.
So I have them on the bus. And then, I have a bit of fruit in work, and I get these rice pot things that are like a savoury rice in a pot. Like a pot noodle, but a pot rice.
Do you eat this at work?
Yeah, I have that at work.
Do you go and hide?
No, I eat it at my desk.
Right.
So I eat that at work. And then, that'll be for me like main meal, and I might have some cooked meats, and I might have some more fruits, and I have my vitamin tablets as well. So
you keep using the word I might have, because I know why you're doing that, because you're giving us examples of what you may eat in terms of your daily intake.
Yeah.
But is it accidental that you get to the end of the day and you've only had 2,000 calories? Or is it planned in advance?
So I try and plan it in advance. So I might say 400 calories for the breakfast time, and then 400 for lunch, and then 500 for me tea. So
again, is there any temptation in the day to splash out and go and say, "Oh, sorry, I'm having a Mars bar"? Or
no. I mean, there is temptations in work, because there's loads of chocolate there and biscuits there and sweets. It's mainly me that brings in the biscuits. I take in biscuits, for everyone else in work. I always do that, and I do always have a cup of tea and a biscuit during the day sometime.
Right.
Because that's my little treat, cup of tea and a biscuit, and I look forward to that, because I've got this issue with food, Mark. So I'm always going to have that. Oh, I'm looking forward to having something to eat. I'm looking forward to eating that.
Well, you've just described your diet, If I was surviving on that, I would find that very boring and dull.
Well, that's not the only things that I do have. So I like having soup, and soup's fantastic because soup really fills you up because it's got the volume without having the calories. I like to have fruit, like I say. I like to have chicken breast, and
Would those soups have the vegetables in them disguised? Would
I can have the ones with the vegetables in disguised. I was looking at a soup today in Aldi that looked really nice. I think that was a tomato, lentil, and bacon type soup.
And would you check the calories on the tin?
I wouldn't, because I sort of know
Right.
what there is. There's probably about 200 calories in a tin of soup.
Okay.
I wouldn't think there would be much more than that. Again, I like to have a chili con carne. I like making them from scratch, or I can get the ready meals or the tins. I like the tin curries. Again, people might say, well, maybe they're not the best for you. Maybe you're better cooking from scratch. The problem I have, if I cook a pan of curry, I'll eat the whole pan of curry.
So we're saying portion control.
It's all about portion control, but it's also about all things in moderation, isn't it? We've said this before. You know, I could sit at home and eat a full packet of biscuits, like he's just done.
It wasn't a full pack.
No, you didn't. I'm only pulling your leg.
I could do though.
I could sit at home and eat a full packet of biscuits, so I don't have biscuits in at home. So I take biscuits into work for people, and I can have a shortbread biscuit with my cup of tea in the evenings, and I account for them in my calories.
In the evenings at work?
In work, yeah. It's cup of tea and biscuit time. That's what I call it. It's my
Right.
last break. I have a cup of tea and a biscuit. Always
Right.
do.
Wonderful. Right. We're probably reaching the end of time. I'd love to know what we can look forward to in the next 7 days. What are your commitments? And then we'll get this edited up and published.
Right, more of the same. So I'm going to stick to the 2,000 calories and the 5,000 steps over the next week per day.
Right.
Average.
5,000?
5,000.
5,000?
Yeah, we're not going to move it up yet.
Okay.
Might move it up next week.
All right.
But for now, 5,000. Also, I was going to go to Blackpool during the week, but I'm not going because of the strike. The trains are on strike.
Oh, right.
So I can't go to Blackpool. But I will go another time. So that's been cancelled. But I'll have to find some other things to do this week because I'm having a few days off work. I'm going to go to the cinema. I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to keep doing everything. And then next week we can perhaps talk about, you know, how the week's gone. And we can perhaps talk about as well, you know, some of the things that you can, some of the substitutes you can have. So you can still have like a full English breakfast, but swap things.
Right.
So we can talk about swaps.
Brilliant. So you said about going walking and you've got some time off. How far can you walk now?
I'm still struggling. I'll be honest with you, I'm struggling.
How far can you walk now?
A couple of 100 yards, and then I get tired and I have to sit down or have a rest.
And if you sit down for a rest, can you do another couple of 100 yards?
Of course I can.
Right.
Yeah.
So should we do the next video walking and stopping and walking and
Are you
stuff?
going to come to me?
I'll come to you, yeah.
Because there's
Yeah.
no trains on Wednesday.
Right. No, that's fine. I'll come to you. Drive over.
All right, brilliant. And we'll have a walk. We'll walk down to Morrison's or something and have a cup of tea.
Yeah. Marvellous.
Okay, no cakes. And are we going to ask people to keep subscribing?
I think you can do that anytime you want.
So can you please subscribe, because it is really helping me. Oh, we didn't mention Rosie. Rosie from Facebook has sent me a scarf to keep me warm.
Right, brilliant.
Oh, so thank you, Rosie.
I didn't know
for the
that. That's
scarf.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's lovely that. And I should have put it on today, but I totally forgot. Thank you very much for that. It's really lovely. It was so nice. Yeah, keep subscribing. It really is encouraging me. Keep commenting, even if it's, you know, bad comments. I'm not that bothered, but keep commenting nice things and hit the notification bell and like the video, of course.
Yeah, wonderful. I've noticed that you've got 137 subscribers. You started on the 9th of September. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And you've got over 100 watch hours now. He needs 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to monetize. The monetization thing is important because he needs surgery to remove a lot of skin when you've lost another 15 stone. Fantastic.
Bye-bye.